Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to my channel again. I'm so happy to talk to you again about the style and fashion and Kibbe body types. I found really four exciting examples of three body types from my favorite show. So today, as you can see from the thumbnail, we will talk about Carrie, Miranda, Charlotte and Samantha body types by Kibbe that I found. I hope you will like this video because it will be really interesting and exciting. I hope. Stick around with me and enjoy! Let's talk about the 5 Kibbe body types that we know. It's dramatic, natural, classic, gamin, and romantic. So as you remember, we are moving from the yang to the yin, from more masculine to more feminine energy. So let's go right to the topic of body types. So first one that I have found is the classic one. And first I wanted to start not with the Carrie actually, because I will start from the most trickiest part and Carrie will be at the end, so you watch the whole video. We'll talk about Miranda first. I will be here a little bit different from what the internet says and what the stylist made on the show. I will say, even though Miranda is quite tall, she's 5.7 feet tall, so it's quite tall for classic, but from what I have found, also looking at her other outfits, the Cynthia Nixon actress who played this role, I can say that she is classic. So let's talk a little bit about the classic body type one more time. This classic type is a perfect balance between the softness and the sharpness from yin and yang body types. The overall look is symmetrical, moderate, and refined. The body structure is even and moderate frame, shoulders, limbs are proportionate. Body flesh is smooth, bust, waist and hips are in balance. Facial features symmetrical and blended, no extreme sharpness or roundness. Everything is moderate in this style, which is good actually. Just jumping before the train, as we say, I wanted to say that classic is not only Miranda, classic is also Charlotte. It's really nice to compare these two and see the good way stylists use the classic style to really be complementary to the body, and the bad way to really style the body type. I will talk about Charlotte a little bit later, but first is Miranda. What were the stylists aiming to show? They were aiming to show the business lady, the feminist, the really independent, successful woman lawyer. In 90s, you go into courts, you should wear some business outfits, business casual styles, or just business style. Of course, it's a lot of suits, a lot of sharp angles. So what are the key elements of Miranda style on the show? She usually wears structured and tailored outfits, usually suits, pencil skirts, button-down shirts. It is usually practical and comfortable, so when she's outside of the office she can even wear something sporty, some jumpsuits. It's actually sometimes looks like a disaster to me, but she shows that she doesn't give a shit about what she's really wearing outside of the job. She wants some freedom, okay? She wants to be relaxed. Also, she incorporate chunky knits, loafers, ankle boots to be more comfortable to navigate the big city life, right? Miranda's style also includes a lot of elements of wardrobe borrowed from the men's wardrobe, like ties and blazers, some jackets even. These outfits gives her powerful and confident look on the show. Also, what I noticed, and maybe you can notice as well, if she's wearing dresses, it's usually dark dresses or dark suits with the skirts, and she usually wears some chunky jewelry. Usually it's silver jewelry. The style evolution in the show, she experiments more with her style becomes more feminine to the end of the show, especially after she becomes mother. The stylists use the softer colors, some patterns, so she gets more softer, I think, which really suits her, especially the colors. I think black is not her color. She looks really good in light colors, in soft pastel colors, and also in not really romantic but more softer outfits and not that sharp lines. I would say that Miranda, unfortunately, is the worst in fashion on the show. So for me, because she was a business lady, stylists thought that dramatic style would fit her better and will show more sharpness of her mind. And also stylists wanted to show that she maybe has money, but she has no time and she's not really interested in fashion. She's more interested in convenience, in comfort. All these shoulders, all this dramatic clothing that stylists put on her, they look like a strangers on her body. So she looks much more edgier and sharp. She loses all her femininity in that looks, in my opinion. Some outfits are really well made and I really love them, but they are really not that many on the show that I really admire. I understand that it's also the part of the show because the stylist wants to show us something, right? The stylist want to say, hey, she's business lady, she doesn't care about fashion much, she just like wears suits and stuff. But suits could be also different even in 90s, so they could find something more softer, more using more skirts and more blouses, maybe with some decor. Of course, classic body type doesn't look good with all these ruffles, laces and too much of that, but it was the idea of the creators, and this is fine. Not everyone should be super stylish and wear high heels. Let's talk about Charlotte. Is actually, I think, one of my favorite styles. So remember all the descriptions I said about Miranda. Charlotte has also the classic body type. Key elements of her style: she usually wears a classic silhouette. The tailored pieces, fit and flare dresses. She usually wears the classic fits that flatter her figure. So she also wears some feminine details, bows, the laces, ruffles, polka dots. It's also classic, but it's also very feminine. I would say regarding the colors, she usually wears shades of pink, usually pastel colors, light blues, baby pink, red color. Classic gray colors looks really good on her. She usually wears classic accessories, pearls, some Chanel handbag, delicate jewelry, everything that helps her to look more classy. You know, she's the most elegant of them all. She's a middle class girl. She the one who used to ride the horse, you know. She has some traditional values. She wants this nuclear family. So sometimes stylists put on her some 50s, 60s threadwife outfits because of her values and of the princess, of the romantic person that she really is. Also, Charlotte likes to wear some preppy outfits like cable knit sweaters, tennis skirts, crisp white shirt. She always picks something sultry, something sexy for the night out, like this beautiful, amazing silver gown that she wore on the date with Capote Duncan, or this black gown that she wore as the bridesmaid on a wedding of the interior designer. So she had these moments where she was shining like no one else when she had her backless gown situation. What is the style evolution of this gorgeous character? While her core style remained consistent, Charlotte still developed her style in more preppy, old money style. The more she evolved to the marriage or to serious relationship in the end of the show, she became more mature and she implemented in her wardrobe more Jackie Kennedy inspired style, fits, and also old money. Let's move to the conclusion. Charlotte looks really well in all the outfits that stylists put on her, except this one haircut that she had, this middle parted bob. I don't think it suited her. Let's talk a little bit about the decisions of the stylist on the show. So I think the decision of the stylist was to make Miranda less stylish, to make her more fitting to her character and the work she has and how career oriented she is. So that's why she also wears these masculine outfits, sharp, bold, all these accessories that are actually dramatic oriented, also these geometric styles. She looks good in them, but she could look much better if the stylist would pick up something more, like for Charlotte, for example, a little bit softer colors, softer textures, not that extreme, but still something more feminine, more classy, you know. I wish also she had more dresses in the series. Regarding the Charlotte, I absolutely love this style. It absolutely suits to this character and to the actress. I think the stylist did great with each of them, but still, Miranda could be less sharper, and we have our Samantha next. Samantha is dramatic. Okay, she is a tall woman, 5.7 feet. Dramatic itself they defined, as we remember, by strong young features, vertical lines. Dramatic has more sharp angular structure of their bones, straight lines, shoulders, long limbs, and prominent bone structure. In the flesh, they usually flat with minimum facial features. They are bold and prominent, sharp cheekbones, sharp jawline, and often some narrow eyes or features. I think it's also varies. So yeah, let's talk about the Samantha style. And so first, I would say is boldness. Boldness in everything. Boldness in her accessories, boldness in her, even if in the way she talks, her work, everything is like screaming. She doesn't afraid of bright colors, of like crazy patterns, of wearing a lot of fur. Let's talk about the colors. She wears bold, bright, clear colors. I remember blue, yellow, silver, gold, really bright red, greens, sometimes combining all these bold colors all together. So the color is the Samantha's power. Also, sleek silhouette, really common in her wardrobe, since she is a tall woman and she has quite broad shoulders, I would say, and she always accentuates her really nice figure with something more tailored. She likes to wear bodycon dresses, tailored suits, pencil skirts, and she always makes accent on vertical lines. We also remember that she's a business lady. She also really career oriented. She's really into fashion, and also she wears really glamorous fabrics as silk, satin, metallic, sequins, and luxurious texture. So usually also Samantha wears suits for her work, and also blazers, and they tend to be a little bit different from what Miranda actually wears, because they are more bold. They have always some details or some crazy colors, or she doesn't wear anything underneath the blazer, right? Or it can be bold shoulder pads, plunging necklines. Accessories is a very special thing for Samantha, because it's how she shows her boldness. These bold earrings, or she always have some accent or jewelry, but not that much, and it's always chunky and really big. Also like some scarves for handkerchief for her head, or especially when she was recovering after cancer, she had this crazy wigs which are really great. I would like to say about the patterns. She wears geometrical patterns usually, and it really suits her. Always wearing heels. There are really rare occasions when she's not wearing heels, and they usually are very stylish, really strappy stilettos, designer heels. They really accentuate on her extravagant outfits sometimes. And of course, for night out, Samantha never is shy. She usually wears bodycon or mini or maxi low-cut dresses that accentuate on her beautiful shoulder line, and there is always some shimmer or some sprinkles. She's not afraid to shine, it's our girl.
Slay.
So she is really the most glamorous one of them. I really love how stylists worked with her outfits. Of course, I have my favorite. I will share with you because I was making screenshots. Okay, I was watching series and I like this. I like this outfit. So, what is the revolution? As times goes by, she's more open. She's more extravagant in her outfit. Her wardrobe becomes more sleeker. She's embracing drama and sensuality. I think she wears more bolder silhouettes and more bolder accessories. I think she is really one of the best stylings of the show, that fits the actress and her body type, and also fits the character itself. If you are dramatic, also write in the comments. And of course, the character who finished all this series is Miss Carrie Bradshaw. I also was thinking a lot about Carrie's body type, because she is a really small woman, so she's not tall at all. Carrie Bradshaw, or Sarah Jessica Parker, height 5.3 feet, and that makes you not that much choice or gamine or romantic. So she has really interesting set of features, and that was really not that easy to understand who is she. But then I came to conclusion she is gamine. What is gamine? What does it mean, gamine?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What is gamine? It's really youthful, pixel-like contrast between yin and yang, of course closer to the feminine, to yin. Features: petite, feminine frame, but with some sharp or angular elements. The bone structure small, slightly angular or sharp, narrow shoulders, short limbs, delicate hands and feet. Body flesh may be quite muscular a little bit, not overly curly or soft. Facial features can be sharp bones, can be mix of small eyes, big mouth, or vice versa. It's always not that classic appearance, I would say. Yeah, more angular in general. So they look like energetic and mischievous in some way, like a stylish tomboy or chic rebel. So let's go to Carrie and her style. The definition of Carrie's style is playfulness, right? Combine uncombinable and wear some ridiculous accessories to combine vintage clothing or thrift store clothing with high-end designer pieces. And of course, unique accessories. And her famous Carrie necklace. Her fashion perfectly reflects her personality. So she's bold, she's adventurous, she's not afraid of risks, and always in the series she used clothing as the way of emotional coping and the way of self-expression of the character. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but Carrie always wear different type of clothing and hairstyle depends on which man she is. It's really interesting. So she kind of tries to fit into this picture. With Big she wears straight hair, more classy outfits sometimes. With Aiden she wears her natural hair, as I remember, and with Burger she wears this bob, and it's also, she wants to be more playful and look younger than she is because he is younger than her. With Alexander Petrovsky, she's really like very sophisticated but still risky, more artsy in her outfits, so more fitting to the artist. Sometimes she looks like an artist, and also when she moved to Paris she looked like a Parisian woman, right? So the key characteristic is her eclecticness in her clothing, the mismatched things that she wears, the bold accessories that she has. So it also sometimes is really playful and girlish, so she can make ponytails, she can use some really teenage outfits, usually wears the crop tops or something with her stomach open. She's in the great physical shape. She is really skinny and her body is quite balanced. I would say she's a hourglass and everything looks great on her. I think if you just put a potato sack on her, she will look great in it because it's really a nice fundament to wear clothing. It's your body. Her outer jackets and coats are really important for the character. We recognize this fur coat that she wears a lot in the show. Also, she wears this really great trench coat that she wears around the series. The thing I like about the series that the characters, they reuse their clothing throughout the series. So we see Charlotte in one cardigan. In next season, she's wearing the same exact cardigan. Also Carrie, she wears the same exact fur coat for the whole series and the movie. So Carrie embraces bold colors. She embraces patterns. She mix match such an uncombinable patterns, and it looks really balanced on her. Of course, Carrie obsessed with shoes, and of course she has an enormous shoe collection, and she always finds a special shoe for her outfit. If you throw the shoe out of the outfit, she won't feel comfortable.
This is an outfit.
And it's really the most important piece sometimes of the outfit is the shoe. She almost never wears sneakers or some flats. Also because I think she's quite tiny. Carrie, of course, has many iconic outfits. Tutu from ballet that she wears with the tank top, a naked dress. I also really like when they make her hair in a ponytail and add fake hair to add some length to it, or this flower that stylists put throughout the series. You can also notice this very important detail. And in general, sometimes she wears really simple outfits, normal pullover, jeans, but it still looks stylish because Carrie always adds some accessories, or it's shoes, or it's a bag, or some hair accessories. She always adds on something to accentuate her outfit. So what is Carrie's style evolution? Her style always depends on her life journey or with whom she is. Also, one season, I think it was 5th season, when she was with Berger, the actress was pregnant, she tried to hide her belly, and I didn't notice it when I watched it first time, and second time I knew this information, and you can really see a little belly showing up, but it's so cool that the rest of her body is really slim and skinny, so you cannot really tell that she's pregnant. So I would say with progressing of the show, first of all, I think the makeup became more natural. Nevertheless, she is not afraid of wearing some bold colors. She became more daring and experimental with her outfits and wearing more crazy outfits. Even she likes to also play with some cultural things to make something more like in dirndl style, or like also the fabrics she used, more rhinestones or more shiny fabrics she used, more accessories. Till the end of the series she became more elegant in her outfits, less like girlish. I like Carrie. I mean, her style is my favorite from the show because it's so extravagant, is so unusual, and I cannot express how inspiring her outfits are and how such a great job the stylists made on her outfits. Of course, there were some bad moments and some outfits that I didn't understood, but even now, I think if someone wears something familiar on the streets, it will look really great. So this is my review of the Kibbe body types in the show. This is not really any advice to you what to wear. It's just an example of the Kibbe body type, especially throughout the series, different outfits, and you can really pick some inspirations for your outfit, which is really great. For me, I'm really inspired of Samantha's outfits, some of them, and I see also she's blonde, I'm blonde, and I see some outfits on her and I say, hey, this kind of top might be good on me as well, because we are from the same body type family. I think I implemented it to my makeup and to my outfits, and also wearing some red lip and some really bold accessories sometimes. So I hope you find some inspiration. Please watch my Kibbe body type video and have a great time of the day. See you in the next one. Bye bye.